Hello everyone and welcome to another card video. Today I'm playing with Gerda Steiner Designs' new I'll Rather Be With You stamp set and a few other things. I'm cutting my Lawn Fawn wood grain cardstock with the Your Next stamp stitched rectangle die, of course. And also I'm using this pretty pink Posh. My husband just hit me with a little foam ball.
I see you! I see you! What you gonna do now? What door are you gonna come in? I don't have all day. Try to come in so I can miss and we can be like, ah! Because you know that's gonna happen. I'm gonna try really hard and I'm gonna miss.
So I'm taking this pretty pink Posh window frame die and I'm cutting down that Lawn Fawn wood grain cardstock. Just trying to center it so that I can cut it out and it's kind of centered with my little, this is like a triangular scale.
Don't hit the camera. There is no way you're gonna get to me around all of this lighting and this camera.
I'll wait for you to come to me. I'll stick that little ball in my pocket and I'll wait.
Wait till I go to bed.
And then I'll be like, wah!
I'm using a piece of Ranger Distress watercolor paper for my background.
Give me another shot, another freebie. Little chance to get even.
I'm making some marks with my pencil because I'm going to do some ink blending with my Distress Oxide inks and some ink daubers. So I need to know where to ink.
Yes! Eat it! Right in the face!
I'm taping it down to my craft mat, my white craft mat here, and I'm going to roll up my sleeves and break out my ink daubers. These are, I have one set aside for each Distress Oxide color. And I've got antique linen here on the bottom. I'm using the bumpy side of the Distress watercolor paper. And I've got, my next color is Fossilized Amber. I was inspired by a picture, and if I can grab it, I'll put the inspiration photo here for the color combination. But it's like a yellow into blue. And yes, I made green. And I should have known this going in, but I really wanted the separation and I smeared it all together and made green. So it wasn't quite what I was going for, but I don't know, like after it was all said and done, I think it really did turn out nice. So it's different, right? I think it's definitely different.
Kind of dig it. So
Roll with it.
I'm just gonna go.
Roll with it.
I want to add a starry sky to my background, so I'm breaking out my homemade color cubby here and getting out some paints.
Frost or sparkle?
Oh my. What a challenge.
I'm gonna do frost.
I'd go with frost.
Here goes frost.
So I was underwhelmed by the frost spray. Now I've used both sprays now, and I definitely think the sparkle is a little bit nicer than the frost, or a little bit more sparkly, as the name implies. So I've got Ranger, I think opaque white, acrylic paint, or picket fence. I'm not sure. I promise I will link the same stuff below in the description box, but I'm adding a little bit of water to it. I did this on a similar card a couple weeks ago, and I really liked how it turned out, so I wanted to add some stars and stuff, some splatters to this background. So I'm using a stencil knife because I couldn't find anything else, and this is my charcoal infused toothbrush. That's why it's black. But I don't know, I just like it because it's black. And I'm using it to brush on or flick on paint splatter to have the stars. This is so fun to do. I'm sure it won't be the only time I do it. But I've also got Deco Art Gold. I'm not sure off the top of my head what kind of gold because they have 900 different golds. But I really did pour way too much. So we're just gonna deal with it and keep on keeping on and mix it up and put it on the end of my toothbrush. I've rinsed everything off, and do the same exact thing with the acrylic white paint, and it just adds like twinkles of gold stars in the sky. I really love the way this technique turns out, and it's really fun to do, so you should try it if you haven't tried this. I'm cutting this panel down because, of course, my card front is a little bit shorter, so I'm fitting it right behind my aperture there and on my Simon Says Stamp Fog card base. I'm breaking out my Misty so we can stamp this grumpy little owl. It's so adorable, from the Gerda Steiner Designs I'll Rather Be With You stamp set, and I'm stamping it on Nina 110-pound cardstock.
Should I polychromos color him?
I don't even know what he is.
He's an owl. Or should I Copic color him?
Are you posing for your thumbnail or something? I mean,
you can tell I take these videos very seriously. So I'm stamping him on Nina 110-pound cardstock with Memento TUXEDO black ink, and I needed to, I don't know, pick out some colors. So I grabbed my Copic hex chart from Sandy Allnock, and I picked the, I don't know, I guess the E30s to 29s, E50s. They're all like warm brown colors. Here's the list. The Copic color map. I will have this on my blog post that's accompanying this video. And you can pin that later to save the color combination if you like it. What I did was I took the the E20s, okay, and they're the darker browns. So I painted his wings and then the outer side of his body that way, or I colored his wing. I don't know why I always say painted. That's wrong. It's colored or markered. I don't know. So you use the darker browns, I guess, on the outside of his body, and then I wanted it to lighten up a whole lot as it went into his belly area. And I don't know, I guess I did okay. I'm not a great Copic colorist, so it's hard for me to get texture or even blend colors together most of the time. So I'm still learning how to like shade things and how to blend the colors together and what to do if you don't have a color, because that always happens to me. But I don't know, I like the way he turned out, and he's super grumpy and he's super adorable. So once I used those brown colors on his body, I did end up using a not white shade on his eyes. I made his eyes very yellowish, and I used warm grays and to do the black on his nose and on his little feet, which are probably claws or something. But everything is listed on that Copic color map. That's the easiest way for me to share them with you. And it's fun for me, so that's why I like it. So he's almost all done. I do skip ahead because, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it can get a little mundane to watch someone color. But if I'm wrong, please let me know. So I needed to fussy cut him out. I don't have the coordinating dies, or if there is any. I didn't check to see if there is coordinating dies available. But I wanted to put my owl perched here on his like little, I guess his like owl stoop. And I'm warming up my heat tool. I'm going to do some embossing for the sentiment. I prep it with the EK Success powder tool, and it is imperative that your background be dry at this point, or you're going to get embossing powder all over your background. So I needed to prep it really well. And I'm taking the I'll Rather Be With You sentiment, and I'm stamping it with Versamark ink. And this is the bumpy side of Ranger Distress Distress watercolor paper. So it's going to be difficult to accomplish this. So I needed to help myself out. So once I embossed it with Ranger white embossing powder, I took the Jelly Roll white. It's the number 10. This is the heaviest or thickest line I think they make. And I filled in some of those bumpy spots to really help myself make the sentiment look a little cleaner. So I'm taking the Scotch 3M foam tape and I'm cutting my width in half so that I can pop up this window on my card right on top of the background. My EK Success reverse tweezers really help me precisely place the image. But that is it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please follow me on social media. I would love to interact with you there. Coming up next is some more footage of Tim and I's anniversary trip to Disney.
Cut like a little piece of asparagus on there.
One tomato, one roasted tomato.
Oh, look at that pile of bacon.
Yeah, they hooked
Holy
you up.
pile of bacon.
Hey, 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 come, gather round, everyone gather round. Welcome to this magical kingdom. My name is Lady Llewellyn, one of Cinderella's royal majesty makers, right here in the beautiful fantasy land. And oh my goodness, did you see the time? Well, we've got to get started. It is hereby decreed that all are welcome in this happy place, where the young and the young at heart can explore and laugh and play together. Here, where magic awaits you, around every corner, bursting with joy and inspiration to make your dreams come true, and to officially welcome you, the one and